Hello children, welcome to today's class. We are going to begin with a new chapter in history, Revolt of 1857. In our previous chapter, that is establishment of British East India Company rule, we have seen about how British became more powerful in India. They came here as traders, then slowly by waging war as well as using various policies like doctrine of lapse or subsidiary alliances, and through annexations, they were able to bring most parts of India under their control. So, India is now under the control of British East India Company. So, we are in that particular situation. Okay. Now, coming to our topic, Revolt of 1857. The Revolt of 1857 was the conscious beginning of the independence struggle against the British. The other names for the Revolt of 1857 are India's first war of independence, because this was the situation where Indians started to rebel against the British. Sepoy Mutiny, since it was started by the sepoys of India who were working for the British, then Indian Mutiny, Indian Rebellion, etc. So there are various names for Revolt of 1857. The revolt began on May 10th, 1857 at Meerut as a Sepoy Mutiny. It was initiated by sepoys in the Bengal Presidency against the British officers. This war of independence marked the end of rule by the British East India Company. After this, India was directly ruled by British government through representatives called as Governor General. So after the revolt 1857, India was no more under the control of British East India Company, British government. Now we are going to see what were the various causes for the revolt of 1857. See, this particular incident is not a small event. It was called as a revolt. It means it was a very huge fight against the British. So definitely it should have certain reasons. Okay. Now we are going to see various causes or reasons that triggered the event of revolt of 1857. Immediate cause. Many Indians were working under the British Army. Okay. But these Indians were given only the position of sepoys. Indians were not allowed to work or were not given the positions of higher officials. They were given only the lower level positions. They means Indians. Indians were given only lower level positions in the British Army. Okay. And according to the British Army, the Indian sepoys must go and work for the British in the case of immediate or emergency wars. Okay. So they have to even travel abroad for fighting wars. They means here Indians. Okay. So this was the condition of Indians in the army. And you know what? The number of Indian soldiers in the British army was many times more than that of the British. Okay. So this was the condition. And now we will move on to the immediate cause. The immediate factor was the introduction of Enfield rifle. Okay, this is the Enfield rifle, as you can see on the image. Yes, the cartridge had to be bitten off before loading into the gun. See, every rifle, it has to be loaded with the cartridge. Cartridge means the long bullets. Okay, so in order to make the rifle more efficient, the cartridges were greased with pig or cow fat. Okay. So Indian sepoys believed that the cartridge was greased with either pig fat or made from cow fat. Okay. So if it is greased properly, it will have the rifle will be more efficient. As you can see on the image. So the sepoy has to bite and then has to load the cartridge into the rifle. Okay. So since the population of Indian sepoys consisted of both Hindus and Muslims. They considered that this particular act of biting the cartridge is against their religious beliefs. Okay. Thus, they were reluctant to use the Enfield rifle. This was the flashpoint to enrage the soldiers against the British. Okay, ma. Religious and social causes. Racism or racial discrimination was believed to be a major reason for the revolt of 1857. They avoided Indians as blacks. Okay, they consider themselves, that is the whites, as superior, wherein Indians were exploited and were kept away from mixing with the Europeans. The whites also started interfering in religious customs of the Indians because unnecessarily they were questioning the Indians' religious beliefs. Okay, so that was actually unnecessary for the Europeans to interfere in other religious beliefs. So this also had happened. This enraged Indians and led to the revolt of 1857. As you can see on the image, this is one illustration of Sepoy Mutiny or the revolt of 1857. Next, political causes. The British expansion had unjust policies that led to the loss of power from the Nawabs and Zamindars residing at various places of India. The policies which were framed by the British were unfair to the Indians, and because of this, many local Indian rulers as well as many zamindars lost their power in their own country at various places of India. The introduction of unfair policies like the policy of indirect subordination, that is the subsidiary alliance. This strategy was used to increase British power. Okay. If a ruler comes in subsidiary alliance with the British, then that particular local Indian ruler should maintain the British troops in his particular kingdom. How will the local Indian ruler maintain the British troops? The local Indian ruler, either he has to give some of his kingdom or he has to pay money for maintaining those troops. So, see the tactics used by the British here. The British, without any expenses, they were able to maintain their army, okay, under the Indian rulers. Even though the local Indian rulers received protection from the British East India Company, they were not able to go out and fight in any wars. Okay. Yes, this was the subsidiary alliance. The policy of war and annexation. Yes, if the war was won by the British, then that particular kingdom will be belonging to the British East India Company. The policy of direct subordination, that is the doctrine of lapse. According to doctrine of lapse, if the king or any Indian ruler is not having the proper son or next generation to rule, then that particular land will be going under the control of British East India Company. The policy of misgovernance. We all remember the annexation of Awadh, right? So, without any proper information or any legal notice, the British will be annexing the particular land in the name of misgovernance by the local ruler. Okay, so these policies were unfair to the Indians. Because of these policies, the British was able to expand their own dominancy or power. Therefore, those rulers who lost their states to the British were naturally against the British and took sides against them during the revolt. So, last, economic factors. There were various reforms in the taxation and revenue system that affected the peasants heavily. Peasants means all the small traders, ma. So, how did this affect the small peasants? See, with the introduction of foreign products in the Indian markets, Indian products were least preferred. Okay, foreign products were preferred more, and Indian traders got a huge loss. Okay, because of this loss, the small traders were unable to continue their trade. So what did they do? They just left their own making of Indian products, and many of them went for other occupations. Here, most of the small traders were supposed to pay a fixed amount for the British East India Company as revenue. Okay. The British East India Company demanded for a fixed amount in the form of cash. But this heavy taxes as well as revenue system made small traders more poor. The British government had imposed and introduced various administrative policies to expand their territory. So, in order to focus on their own company's development, the British also brought in certain administrative changes. That is, most of the higher positions in many administrative jobs, they were not given for the Indians. They were given only for the British. Even though Indians were employed, they were given only less amount of salary. Even though certain Indians were educated, they did not get a proper recognition from the British. So these were the economic causes. Somehow or other, it has made our country people poor. So these were the reasons for revolt of 1857. Thank you.